Hey everybody, this is Zack. Just a heads up, I accidentally recorded into my microphone backwards. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I know. With my pop filter on, I didn't know that I was talking to it backwards. So I'm gonna sound a little muddy. Might sound a little weird, but apologies. And I hope you still enjoy the episode.
We are gonna be talking about the Mandalorian episode 6. Chapter 22. It's spoiler review here.
Spoiler review.
But yeah, I think this was not as good as last week's, but still a positive for the most part for Star Wars.
Yeah. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah, I liked it. It was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, who she's done some of my favorite Mandalorian episodes.
Her first one wasn't great. Do you remember her first? It was episode 4, the one where they're on that like native island or uninhabited island.
Oh, I like that one.
Uninhabited planet.
I like that one actually.
You do? Really?
Yeah, I do like that one.
All
I
right.
do like that one. But let me think. Yeah, she I think she did a pretty good job in this episode. It was kind of a we were talking about how it's kind of like a cyberpunk Blade Runner sort of detective story.
Right. It's also another like adventure of the week kind of story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works. I was kind of skeptical about having Jack Black and Lizzo in it before I saw the episode.
Now,
but I think that they were pretty fun characters.
They worked. I would have liked to see them be even a little more like out there, to be honest, like really show their talents as actors. But I don't know how well Lizzo acts. But
yeah, I'm not.
You know, obviously, I just want to see like Jack Black be crazy.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think the episode works. We start off with kind of a goofy scenario where like these two aliens are in love on this ship.
Yeah,
and
a calamari and I forget what the other one is.
But yeah, they're tracked down by a Mandalorian fleet who have been paid to take this prince who has run away and take him back to their civilization. And so this Mandalorian group is run by their by Bo-Katan's like past crewmate, past Mandalorian mate.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they're just kind of now working for the Plazar 15 King and Queen.
Yeah.
And so that's where the story brings us. They Bo-Katan and Din go to find them on Plazar 15, but the King and Queen want them to solve the mystery of why their droids are malfunctioning on the world.
And they're Clone Wars era droids.
Imperial droids.
Not Imperial.
Some of them were.
Were they?
Like ex-Imperial? Yeah.
Huh.
Like the two in the beginning were black, right?
Oh, yeah. But
So,
they're mostly like these battle droids from the Separatists.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it was very cool to see like a bunch of old droids kind of pop up, like the clones from, not the clones, the
super battle droids and just the regular battle droids.
The regular battle droids, right? Yeah, that was very cool to see, and I was pretty happy with like the set decoration and how like the whole world looked.
Yeah, I was telling Ian it felt like we were kind of in like the Jetsons
a little bit, right?
You know,
but I mean overall, I think like the story worked and the look worked. There was just like goofy parts around the episode.
Yeah, there's, like we said at the beginning, I like everything with the Mandalorian crew.
Right.
It's just it was obviously goofy.
Right. It was probably
to have them be like,
self-awarely goofy.
You, and like blah blah. It's fine. It's like it just might have been a little. It just might have been a little too goofy. Is it for me personally? But whatever. But
and then you also complained a little bit about the droid chase scene where you were like, oh well, this feels like we're in an episode of Rebels.
I just it was fun. Like it was cool to see this super battle droid just like book it, and it really did run fast. Running, and it was cool. It just there were parts of this where it did feel like I was watching a cartoon, and I know that these very much are callback to like Saturday morning kind of
because like the mystery wasn't
the
mystery wasn't anything like super special either. It was.
I do think it's kind of cool that Christopher
Lloyd,
right?
Yes.
Christopher Lloyd, not Leaves. Christopher Lloyd is this old separatist.
I did like that.
That was cool. Yeah. I liked how they kind of were doing like a little bit of a wink to just like they're like, politics. That was fun.
Right.
I was kind of bummed that he was taken down so quickly, maybe, but it was kind of funny.
A little anticlimactic.
Yeah. When we were watching the recap, I was under the impression, I was telling Ian there was either one or two ways that because of what they showed that it was going to go down, which was when we get to the episode 2 flashback where Mando loses the Darksaber because he gets caught.
Mm-hmm.
I thought either we were going to get more backstory on what that creature was.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Which we didn't, which is fine.
No,
we don't need to. It's just like,
there's a reason it was shown, obviously.
But the other reason was that it's probably going to come in that there's maybe a loophole or something.
And that was it.
And we got the loophole, which
basically the loophole is that the creature captured Din on Mandalore and took the Darksaber from him, and that Bo-Katan killed that creature, and so rightfully it is now her Darksaber,
which is something that I thought about back on episode 2.
Yeah, you mentioned it
because I was like, well, why did she give it back? Why would she give it back? And we were saying that, like, yes, it was nice. It was a nice moment to have her receive the Darksaber in front of other Mandalorians and it being explained to her.
Right.
But
it just felt like it was that for the scene,
because Din seemed like he was aware of this.
Yeah.
And like he could have easily just been like, this is yours.
Yeah, just like on the ship and just been like, hey, you want this back? I think this is yours.
We don't even need to have this. Like they could just, the Mandalorians could just see her with the Darksaber and be like, you have the Darksaber now?
Right.
How did you get it? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh,
yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, so it was for the moment.
It's more dramatic, sure.
Right.
It's just something like, I'm like, okay, well, I feel like this could have been cleared up a while ago.
Right. I think
we didn't have to have this big fight, but it was kind of cool to see Mandalorians fight. Like,
agreed.
They threw down pretty hard.
The showdown was pretty good. I liked, so basically, Bo-Katan challenges Axe Wolves. Yeah. The new leader of the Mandalorian fleet that she used to be in charge of. So she challenges him to a one-on-one combat to get her fleet back, and he accepts. And there's a nice big old one-on-one showdown there.
Pretty good.
Pretty good action. Nothing that was like blowing me away, but pretty good.
We also got some Ugnaughts.
That was nice.
That was very nice that we got to have a callback to Quill. I think that was very nice.
I was a little surprised. It felt like they knew who he was talking about.
Yeah. It's either that they know who he's talking about, or that the fact that he is speaking the way that they like to be addressed, and just the fact that he's saying he is a friend of an Ugnaught is like is enough for them to be like, oh, okay, we respect you.
Yeah. It was nice to see, like Din had taken that lesson and just applied it to diplomacy here, which was nice.
Which, he was very good with the Ugnaughts, and then he was being very dickish with the droids. Now, here's the thing. Two things.
Uh-huh.
One, they say that they reprogrammed these droids.
Right.
Which, for the most part, they did.
Uh-huh.
So this could be their way in to getting an IG-11 back still, if they want to go that way.
I mean,
because it seems very frustrating that they
didn't mention him once though in this episode. So there's no way.
Well, but the way that the Mandalorian has been this season and in other seasons, like I would not be surprised that like an episode or two later they're like, oh,
remember that planet we went to?
Yeah. We should they could help us out.
Yeah, maybe.
So there's that. The other thing is So I've had people say to me that, Mando just cared enough about getting to Mandalore that he would forego his hate, his distrust of droids and just take the R5 droid.
Right.
But in this episode, he is as distrustful of droids as he's ever been.
I was kind of happy to see,
which I liked.
Yeah, we were validated here.
But it's like, like I do feel validated because he's
very aggressive towards droids.
He's really aggressive. He's still like, that's why he wanted that IG-11 droid, and that's why it was so frustrating that he just took the R5 droid. Like, oh yeah, I'll take it.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, yeah, super valid. Yeah.
I do think that the droid bar is
another
kinda
cheesy
cool.
part. It's a little cheese for me, but yeah, I get it. It's interesting. Yeah.
What were they drinking?
Netham. I don't know. It's something that basically like allows them to patch the droids, but
also like it's a bit like stimulating or something too.
Yeah, like refuels them or something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's neat. I think my big like bummer, or I guess like complaint with the season now from this episode is that it really now feels like a Bo-Katan season.
Yeah. Which I like Bo-Katan. And she is a Mandalorian, so you could be like, oh, the Mandalorian. But the Mandalorian is Din.
Yes.
And there's a lot of moments where Din is now like the side character.
Din is now Bo-Katan's like right-hand man, or like the hand of the king, basically.
Yeah. Because even like Jack Black's just mainly talking to Bo-Katan.
Yeah. And even now, Din had zero problems. Just, oh yeah, I don't want to rule. Yeah, I mean you earned this blade, so it's yours. I don't know. It just like, and then the whole scene was like focused on her and winning the fleet back, and even the armor in the past episode or the last episode was like, yep, you're the you represented both worlds. You should lead us.
It's just mostly like just her story. Like it's just all the arcs, all the emotional moments have mostly been
with her. Yeah.
Din's just this, character to go along with and be cool.
Pretty much, man. Yeah. Like I'm so bummed because like I really believe that he was the right person to rule Mandalore. Someone who didn't want the throne, and now he's just, I don't know, he's been written out of that expectation so fast and easily. It just kind of sucks.
Yeah, if I had to guess how the rest of the season's gonna go is Bo-Katan's gonna somehow rule Mandalore, and we'll just get to season 4 eventually, and it'll be like, you handle Mandalore, and I'm gonna fly off with Grogu, and we'll
do some more space adventures.
We'll do some space adventures somehow. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing is Grogu.
Yes, I was gonna say
still nothing.
He was completely ignored in this episode. Yeah. Like they sidelined him with the king and queen, and then they just went about solving their mystery.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I know he's cute, but really, there's really no point to that, to Grogu being around.
Yeah. At this, I mean, like we have 2 more episodes, but like
he's really the least involved that he's ever been.
Ever. Yeah.
Like I really do miss like Din and Grogu having a relationship and growing and having some sort of story that's in, like that they really are in this together and have to figure something out.
Yeah, but now Din like barely feels like a co-star, and Grogu is like the most side character of all time. So it's just, I think after like seeing that last scene of her like clicking on the darksaber, it just made me realize all of that, and I just got so bummed out at the end of that episode. I was like, this is just Bo-Katan's story now.
It was, I enjoyed the episode for the most part.
For the most part, I enjoyed it too. Yeah,
it's it was a fun episode. It just, it's just the overall story is just kind of bumming me out because I like Bo-Katan, but I didn't watch the show for Bo-Katan.
Right. Like truly, I would have been okay with just like if we wanted to end it at season 3 And like, I'm not like before season 3 came out. If
Right.
we wanted to end it at season 3 and have, Grogu, like, let's say Grogu would never come back, and then we just focus on Din gathering forces to take Mandalore and like something like that, where he at the end of this show is the ruler of Mandalore, and then that's just it. Like, we don't have to have more adventures with him and Grogu because both of their arcs have been complete.
Yeah, that or even just with each adventure of the week, we get more Mandalorian forces,
Right?
Or something.
Yeah, because like we never even got any like development with him and the Darksaber this season. He never trained with it ever, and
I mean, you'll say Book of Boba Fett episode.
Sure, but like you finally had Bo-Katan who could use it and like continue to show him how to use it, and it was just never.
Yep.
Yeah. Never brought up.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, another reoccurring theme that we're not the happiest with Mandalorian this season.
I mean, I don't want to be super negative about it. I do like this show.
No, because I would say we were very positive up until what I just said about
Bo-Katan. I mean, I really did think it was cool to have a throwback to. It's cool seeing it. Like, the thing is that it's just felt. The reason it just felt very Star Wars, but it didn't feel like a really, not that it wasn't well written necessarily. It just felt like a Star Wars plot.
Yeah.
Like a little Star Wars, like little fun thing. Like, it didn't,
right.
I just would have wanted more,
a little more depth.
Yeah. And it was just like, wouldn't it be cool to have battle droids after like years and years after
yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I just want like a cool story along with it. And to be fair, like, it was a cool story. It's just sometimes just the way that it's directed or the way things have been, I think the tone gets a little mixed up, and I'm like, it's fine.
It's also that, and I think like the true climax of the episode was like where she fought Axe Wolves.
Yeah.
But like it should have been, like where she captured Christopher Lloyd. Like that felt like the climax, and then it was just like, okay.
I mean,
like, so
I agree,
I think,
but like, I think I definitely, I didn't feel like it was going to end with the Christopher Lloyd bit.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to go to the Mandalorians.
I guess I just expected that to be the next episode, is her like finally getting to the Mandalorians.
But that's the thing. It's like, that would have been what, episode 7?
Yeah.
And then we got one more.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So I mean, it's just, I feel like there's been people telling me like, what are you saying? Like, this is an incredible flow. We're getting like a ton of stuff. It's building up to this. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just
kind of
like season 2, even season 1 got up to these incredible highs. And
yeah, I mean, I will say season 1 got like through episodes 4, 5, and 6, it was kind of a lull for me. But then like when episodes 7 and 8 picked up, I was like, oh hell yeah, these are great episodes.
I mean, and that could be exactly what happens here.
Right, maybe that's the case. But we really liked episode 5, so it's not the exact same case. But there are a few episodes in the season we have not been happy with.
I mean, I don't know. I guess with season 1, like, I liked 4. I didn't like the Tatooine episode.
Yeah,
which is 5.
What's funny is that I like that one more than 4. But yeah.
But what was the 6th one?
The 6th one was the prison break. Remember with Bill Burr?
I like that one too.
It's probably the my favorite of those 3 episodes.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like all of those. But at least we knew where things were going still with that, Like, there was a direction.
Well, I mean, we know where it's going now still. I mean, like she's gathering forces to take Mandalore.
I guess it just doesn't. Like, what?
It's
like,
just we're not invested in the plot is all.
Here's
like,
the thing.
That's what it is now.
Here's the thing. I want to know who they're taking Mandalore from.
Oh yeah, because no one's there.
What the
beasts,
like the things that those like hunter things that were like
right
getting them.
To me, it feels more like a rebuilding project than like a conquering project.
Like, I'm just like, we're gonna retake Mandalore. It's like, but like, it doesn't feel like it's clearly told to me what they're retaking, like who they're retaking it from.
Right. No, yeah, I mean, it's pretty vague. Sure.
So if I would have known, then I would be like, oh yeah, oh sick, cool.
Right.
They're getting the, but
now you're just like, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the end of our review. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for watching. I did it again. Thank you all for listening to this episode today. If you want to listen to future podcasts in the future, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Podbean. If you want to check us out on our social medias, we are at LastWeekThisWeekPod and on Instagram and TikTok. On our YouTube, we're Last Week This Week, and we post our reviews separately there. If you are only interested in the movies we review or the shows we review, but we also have our shorts and full videos there as well.
Yep.
So yeah, if you want to support us and like what you listened to today, we'd greatly appreciate a like, a comment, a rating on any of those platforms.
Yeah. And as far as I'm aware, we don't have a review. We would love a review. We'd love a positive review. And we've said on many podcasts before, if you want, we will take a picture of this review. We will frame it. We will put it on our Instagram. You will be the first Last Week This Week, in the lore
in
review.
Our official lore.
So help us out. It would mean a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very appreciated if you want to be the first one. You know?
But if you got all the way to the end here today, we greatly appreciate you and want to thank you for listening.